Hi dear students, today we're going to study Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. Well guys, Pablo Neruda is a celebrated modern poet. He won Nobel Prize for Literature. His themes are international, themes are universal, and so he's also known as a world poet. So let me write these few characteristics of Pablo Neruda. Celebrated modern poet. He won Nobel Prize for Literature because his themes are universal and he appeals to everyone in the world. He appeals to all classes of people. He appeals to people of all countries, all languages. So he's also known as a world poet. So Pablo Neruda is really a wonderful poet. His poems are simple, his themes are simple, but yet deep. So here we have the poem Keeping Quiet. And Pablo Neruda here discusses the importance of keeping quiet. He discusses the importance of leisure. In this poem, he says that the world is always running. There's no quiet in the lives of people. There's no peace in the lives of people. People can't wait. People can't stay. People can't stop working. They're workaholics. So in this poem, the poet teaches us to have a quiet time with ourselves, in which we can introspect and observe ourselves. Now let me begin the poem. Now we will count to 12. And we'll all keep it. So the poet says, let's count to 12 and let us all be still. Let us all be silent for a minute. We'll all keep still. Means we'll all keep silent. Well, the language is too simple. It's too simple for me to elaborate on it, like there's nothing to elaborate. The poet says we'll count to 12 and we'll all keep still. Means we'll all keep silent. Then the next line says, for once on the face of the earth. The world is always running. There's always rush. Everybody's in a hurry all the time. Everybody's a workaholic. They're working all the time. They don't have time to spend with themselves. So the poet says, once on the face of the earth, once on this planet earth, let us all count to 12 and keep silent. So he says, silent, keep still, stop moving, stop talking, stop working. Once, let it happen. The next line says, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. So he says, let's not speak in any language. Stop talking in any language whatsoever. Let's not speak in any language means he's not talking about one country. He says all the countries who speak different languages stop speaking or talking. Let's not speak in any language whatsoever on the planet Earth for a while. Let's take a break. Let's stop for 1 second. That's what it says. Let's stop for 1 second. Let us stop for a while and not move our arms so much, means and not exercise ourselves so much and not work so hard. So he says, let us stop moving our arms. Let us stop working for a while. Let's relax for a while, because there is always so much rush. Everybody's in a hurry, and human beings don't have time to spend with themselves. They can't introspect. They can't understand themselves. And so he says, hey, you workaholics, stop working for 1 second. Hey, you big talkers and speakers, stop speaking in any language for 1 second. Stop verbal work. Stop physical work. Stop any kind of work that you're doing. Be still. Be silent for 1 second on the planet, so that you will be able to spend time with yourselves, so that you will be able to understand yourselves and your brothers and sisters and the people around you. Because today human beings understand everything. They have all kinds of information, but they do not know themselves. They do not know what relationship is. They don't understand themselves, their own souls. So the poet says, hey guys, stop for 1 minute, stop for a while, and let's look inside us. Let's look inside our soul. Let's introspect. Let's talk to ourselves. Let's spend some quiet time with ourselves. And in the next stanza, the poet says, it would be an exotic moment, without rush, without engine. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. And the poet says, when hey guys, you stop for one moment, whole world stops speaking and working. Let no one work, let no one speak in the whole world. Let them all stop for 1 minute. Let them all look inside themselves. Let them all look inside their souls. Let them all observe themselves. Let them all introspect. Let them all spend some quiet time with themselves. Let them all be able to understand themselves. And then it says it would be an exotic moment, and when the world does stop working and speaking, when the world does become silent, all of a sudden it would be an exotic moment. It would be a foreign moment. It would be a strange moment. It would be an unusual moment because the world never stops. It is noisy all the time. People are at work all the time. Trains and buses and trucks and all kinds of vehicles are running all the time. Machines are running all the time. Engines are running all the time. People are on the move all the time. So it would be an exotic moment. It would be a strange moment, a foreign moment, an alien moment, an unusual moment that we have never experienced before. It would be a strange moment without rush, because there would be no rush in that moment when stops working and talking. There would be no rush. Nobody would be in a hurry at the time. Without engines, and the machines would be turned off. Factories would be closed for a minute. There would be no work in the factories in that moment. There would be no noise, no rush, and so it would be a strange moment on the planet Earth. And we would all be together in a sudden strangeness. We all means people of the whole world, people of all the countries, people of all the languages. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. All of a sudden we would be in that strange moment. Strangeness because it would be so strange, because strange here means unusual, in a sudden unusualness, if I may say so. So we would all be together in a sudden strange moment. That moment would be strange and unusual and unprecedented in human history, because people never stop working. They're always on the move. So hey guys, let's do that. Let's be quiet. Let's not work for some time. Let's stop everything. Let's stop all the rush, all the noise, and let us all enter that strange moment, that exotic moment, that foreign moment, that moment that is unprecedented, that we have never experienced before. Let's go into that moment. That's what the poet is saying. The next stanza says, fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hand. So now the poet talks about different professions, and he says, hey, you professional fishermen, professional salt gatherers, stop working. And he can't mention all the professions of the world, but he's talking to every one of them by mentioning these few professions. So the poet says, fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales. In that strange moment, in that moment when everybody would stop working and talking and doing anything, fishermen would stop harming whales in the cold sea. Fishermen would stop catching whales or catching fish in the cold sea. And the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hand, and the one who gathers salt will look at his wounded hands and hurt hands, and the hands have been hurt by the salt gathering, because that is so harmful to skin. It gives you so many diseases of the skin. So the man who gathers salt on the seashore would stop working for a minute and would look at his hurt hands. He will have some time for himself in that moment. He'll be able to think about himself in that moment. He'll be able to talk to himself. He'll have a quiet moment of relaxation. So the poet says, hey, don't be in a hurry all the time. Don't be working all the time. Don't be workaholics. Please stop for a moment. Whole world, let's stop for a moment. And let us all talk to us. Spend time with ourselves. Let us all understand ourselves. Let us all not be running in the rat race all the time. Yeah, let us not run in these frantic rat races, and let us not be let us not indulge in destructive activities and destructive activities for a second. Let us just stop. And when we do stop, we'll have time to talk to ourselves and we'll be able to understand ourselves. And at the same time, the poet conveys the sense of togetherness, that the whole world would be together in a certain strangeness. The poet like Pablo Neruda believes in world family life like Rabindranath Tagore. So he says all of us would be one family at that moment. Although we talk in different languages, we wear different dresses, we work in different places, we have different professions, we have different skins. However, in spite of all these things, when we are all quiet, at that time we have the sense of togetherness. At that time we are one family. At that time we'll be able to understand humanity. So he says, hey, let us all enter into this strange moment of peace and quiet. Okay guys, that's all for now, and then we'll finish the poem maybe in part 2. Okay, thank you very much.